About 3 years ago, I started this YouTube channel to show hikes around the Huachucas. And on one of my very first hikes, I hiked up from the Ramsey Vista Campground up to Carr Peak. And when I was coming back, I saw a guy who was trail running, and my assumption is that he was running up to Miller Peak. And I thought that would be a really interesting route to go from the top of Carr Canyon up to Miller Peak. 3 years later, I'm finally getting around to it. To get to the trailhead, I drove 5 miles up Carr Canyon Road and parked in the free parking area just outside the Ramsey Vista Campground. It's a narrow, bumpy dirt road for the first 3 miles, then it gets narrower and bumpier, and drop-offs get steeper. It's generally a 30-minute drive for me for these 5 miles. When we have a lot of rain during monsoon season, the Carr Peak Trail in September has what I think is the nicest display of wildflowers in the Huachucas. But this year, 1, we didn't get much rain, and 2, I'm nearly a couple weeks too late. The sign at the spur trail that heads up to Carr Peak has been gone for a while. If you want to go to Carr Peak, you take the right fork here and go over or around this fallen log to stay on the trail up to the peak. It's about 1/3 of a mile. When I came back down, I picked up the trail again and hiked to where it ends at its junction with the crest trail. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I think Leonard Taylor's Trails of the Huachucas Trail Guide is a real gem. That's because, in addition to all the information about trails, he provides a lot of information about the history of these mountains from the last 140 or so years. For instance, the guide tells you a bit about the history of mining in Carr Canyon, that the Civilian Conservation Corps built Carr Canyon Road in the 1930s. He mentions who developed mines in Miller Canyon and says that in 1908, a prospector named Max Baumkirchner had 2 mules haul this cast iron bathtub up here and had it placed outside his log cabin. And now it's known as Bathtub Spring. All the signs around the bathtub are in bad shape, but Miller Peak is very obvious, and you just head in that direction until you see the trail. It's just to the side of the bathtub, although plenty of times I've ended my trek right here and just relaxed in the pine trees before heading back in whatever direction I came from. There turned out to be quite a few flowers still blooming along the 1.5-mile section of the crest trail. And then it's a steep 1/2 mile up the spur trail to Miller Peak. I'm gonna have a quick break. And then it was back the way I came. Overall, this hike was just over 12 miles with about 3,500 feet of elevation gain. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, and you're looking for others like it, click the link at the end of this video or check out one of the many playlists that I put together. And I think you'll find a hike that suits you. And I'll see you on the next hike. If by chance you're looking for that very first Carr Peak video, you can stop looking now because It was objectively a terrible video. And I've long since deleted it.